What is happening, crew? Welcome back. You're here with Alan and the B-Man, aka the woo-woo bull guy, aka Swabby, aka I don't even know. I don't even know because life's so good.
Yeah.
Life's so good. There's no time to sleep, baby. It's all good.
No, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
And
How you doing, Dad?
We had a kind of a crazy week around here. I guess if you watched my last video, but we got really good news on Elizabeth, so that's good. And then we have more things coming as far as all that goes. That looks good, and I'm really happy that. Yeah, really good. I mean, it could have been a terrible week, and it was really a good week. So, for me, that's like, wow, I wasn't expecting the good one, and I got the good week instead of, wow, everything just, when it like one thing happens, like the sewer backed up, and then okay, I got to deal with that, and then this happened, and then the car happened, and then Elizabeth's. We're really on pins and needles as to some diagnosis for her, and you think, oh wow, this is really not going to be a good day or week, and then boom, that everything just fell into place and it all clicked, and like a day later I was like, wow, okay, we're rolling now. Good, we're making things happen. So could have been a bad week, and it really was not at all. It was a great week. So
good.
Yeah. How about you, Brent? How's your
day?
I
only saw the sewer part of the video. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
To be discussed later.
Right.
It's just really great. Yeah, really great. I'm just trying to work hard and love hard in my life. That's pretty much what I do. And I'm doing more of it than ever. So yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, I went to bed last night in just tears, and it was happy tears. We're for us to be in here, to be able to talk to all of you, to be able to see my dad every week. It's been a dream of our life for sure. Thank you, miracle of internet.
Yeah.
And thank you everybody for tuning in and being a part of our life too. It's righteous. There's a particular quote that hit me in your video, Dad. The future of poor people transacting with poor people and not getting gouged. I just to discuss crypto. That's where my head is at with it. Just period. I really think that it's a tool that enough of us communicated with each other.
Yeah.
We could cut out all the crap. I think we could cut out all the crap. Now, how that would not get attacked or not be corrupted in one way or another, I don't know, but that's kind of, when you said that, I was like, man, that's an important future. And I'm glad that people fight for it. I'm glad that people talk about it. Because as much as there's other things, like financial stuff is really important. It can be the difference between a life somebody wants and a life that somebody doesn't want, which affects you emotionally and all that. So I really hope that, it's not just one big old legacy banking, fraud scam. I don't like I know that it's not, Dad. Like I know that it all works. I've used it. Um, but how are people going to use it in the future, and how are people going to react to investing in it? Um, when we have more bull runs and when we have more bears, um, I think it's something that's really important.
Yeah.
Like I'm glad it's our focus and our study here in this group, because we could really screw it up. Like it's not it is a foregone conclusion of it being active and working in the world, but I really, you can misuse anything. You can mismanage anything. You can make something like this paradise, or you can make something like this like a news. And I want the opposite. I want I want the paradise. And that to me is all of us, working in tandem, opposed to a system that is centralized, that governs us, that, you know, makes up its own rules as it goes. That's just getting old, man. And I'm not that old, and that's getting old in my life. So I can't imagine how our group feels about that, who's mostly older than I am, and
Right.
you've seen more ups and downs than I have. Like just my dad has, let alone most of the people in our group. Like, oh, what are you thinking about all that, Dad? We're getting further along into this year. Where are you at, man?
I'm really more than ever before optimistic about the possibilities of us getting some clarity, some understanding of what really is happening with all of our tax money and the money that they're printing. The $35 trillion in debt that we are, how we got there, who they spent it on, and it's a real cleansing happening right now. There's going to be a lot of people that don't want to know all that. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be ashamed by it. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be held accountable for it. Mm-hmm. And there's going to be, to some degree, a form of honesty. So for me, I'm really, really, for the first time in my lifetime, seeing a new presidential team come in and actually call fraud. It's kind of overwhelming, because you don't, whether or not you like the team or you think they're doing something wrong or it's illegal what they're doing and we should stop them, or there's both sides of that coin. Mm-hmm. But you can't deny the math. And the math says they didn't care about the Joneses and the Smiths of their citizens. They cared about virtually everything but, which is something I've suspected since I was a teenager. So for me, having that conspiratorial mind, or like, and all the documents that I've read and seen, I'm encouraged by what's happening. And I'm encouraged for mankind, not just America. Because clearly there's a ridiculous amount of wealth on this planet, and it's not been very fairly distributed. So I really think the people that have been the most abused are the people. Believe it or not, this might sound a little crazy to a lot of people, but I almost feel like the bottom has gotten more than the middle. The middle's really been paying for the top and the bottom. if you will. And I don't want to get too deep into that, but like what you're talking about is coming. What you're talking about is transactional clarity for everybody going forward, and the poor being able to find a way to interact with the rest of the world. And it's a communication thing that exists. Everybody's got a cell phone. Everybody can do this thing. And yet the powers that be, the imperialist, if you will, have kept certain continents, certain, income levels at bay for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Hundreds of years, long before our lifetime. And I'm encouraged by, despite whether or not you like the way Elon or Trump is going about it, whether or not you like that or not, I think it's going to be the model going forward for quite some time, longer than 4 years. Because people already in other countries are going, well, I want that. I want what they're doing. How much are they going to cut? No way. Why? How'd they do that? I didn't know you could do that.
Mm-hmm.
I heard a guy, and I'm just going to call her out for what it is, but I heard a guy go off on a video the other day, and he's absolutely correct in a lot of ways. And his question was, how is it that Chelsea Clinton is worth nearly $60 million? She's like literally never had a job, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she had like this $15 million wedding, and she has like 3 mansions. And this guy, he took this approach. He said, well, unless she can prove exactly where she got that money, I want it back. I want it all back. So, Miss Clinton, you can either get a job and slowly pay back what you owe the taxpayers, or, we can find a nice orange jumpsuit. Now, this isn't necessarily my angle, but I will tell you that I was inspired by the way he is placing this whole conversation. And he said that's the type of accountability that politicians should have. Mm-hmm. They like, I'm sorry that, you have found this slush fund to be free money. And look, I'm not a proud enough man to say that if I were in their shoes, I wouldn't have done the same thing. I probably, you get caught up in it. And the next thing you got cars and mansions, and you just think that's kind of how it is, and everybody's doing it. So I'm going along to get along.
Mm-hmm. Or fear of your life, fear for your own life, for the safety of your family.
Right.
The whole spectrum of all of that.
Right. So for me, any progress in that area, because what I know about this planet is we all commingle. We all do commerce together. We all use each other for economy. The economy is massive and it's strong and it's huge. If we could just simply take the fat out of it, and by fat, I mean whatever's being distributed in bribe, corruption, manipulation, control, the taking advantage of other continents, people, and their resources, which we've read all the books that we already know, The Creature and the rest of them, Economic Hitman. We know these aren't fiction. We know this is exactly what's happening. Well, now we have a system, being crypto and AI, and people with a desire to do it. Can we pull this off? Is where I'm at right now. And my feeling is yes. I'm more encouraged by future honesty in government than I've ever been before in my life.
Yeah, that is really good to hear. I think that is it's the winning formula, right, Ted? This is not this is not a new idea. This is an idea that has just been smashed down and put on the back burner, and oh well, we'll just call it this, and then we'll backdoor some money through that, and we'll oh, they won't even notice. The whole accountability thing is like when you start greasing the wheel, the whole thing gets slicker. When when you get momentum going in any direction, it gets cooking real fast. And I know that, like, every country, like, there's no country, there's no leaders out there that are like completely without blame or have done something to irrevocably damage their people or change their people's fate in a non-judgmental sense, change their fate forever.
Yeah.
Either their lives, or their families' lives, their finances, their whatever. And we talk about it on here so much. It's like, man, can we leave the accountability up to the people worldwide?
Yes.
And that's the exciting part of blockchain is you can use it that way. You can use it that way to vote. You can use it that way to transact. You can use it that way to trade. You can use it that way to do a bunch of different cool things.
Voting.
Yeah, and I hope what you're talking about, Dad, that the common sense, the winning formula, it's like why you wouldn't cut needless things, and why you wouldn't try to do things that you actually talked about doing when you're running for office. And I don't remember a cabinet that's done that in my life, in my own country, where like the things that I cared about that they talked about on either side, that really got pulled off the way that they were talking about doing it, or the way that I had hoped for other people. I don't remember.
No.
So
no.
Let's hope now is kind of
hope and change and build back better.
And Dad, I hope it's bigger than the U.S.
It is. It is. Yeah.
That's a global trend that kicks off here. I hope. Yeah.
I was on the phone with a guy from the UK, and there's a guy who keeps calling me from New Zealand. I'm sorry, brother. Every time I pick it up, it hangs up. I don't know what our connection problem is, but he's called me like 4 times, and I'm sorry, man. Every time I pick it up, it just goes dead. So I guess I could try calling his number, but anyway.
Yeah, see if you guys can Zoom.
Yeah. So I was talking to this guy from the UK, and he's like we spoke about last weekend. He's done. He's like, I don't want to live here anymore. This isn't where I want to live, Alan. And I'm like, well, come on, man. You've lived there for generations. What's going on? And they're like, he just said, I don't trust any of them. I don't trust them. I don't like them. It's like what they think is important, I don't think is important. Why would I stay here? And he has the means to leave, and he's going to take his kids out of school and his wife, and they're moving. And it's sad because, there's so much history and all their kids' friends and all that stuff. It's like you just got to up and move people just because politicians haven't done what they promised they would do. Yeah, it's sad. they promised to do what they said they were going to do, and they're not doing it. And it's very I you know I wrote something down here, and I've seen some of it in the chat. There's been some really negative news about XLM that has come out.
So I was just reading that right now.
Yeah, and I mean, personally, I don't know. I've never really been a big fan. I had a bunch of Stellar in the beginning when it first came out, and I thought, oh, this is great. I'm going to get it because, Jed created it. Okay, I'm all cool. And then once I got into who he was, and I don't say anything bad about the guy because I don't know him personally, and I don't know a lot of his trades or transactions or who he is even really as a human being. But I didn't care a whole lot for the project after that. And that doesn't mean I'm wrong a lot. I'm wrong a lot about coins,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's it appears as though there's a lot of somebody said the distribution was a whole lot better than it really is. Let's put it to you like that. And it wasn't just Mickle. It was what's his name? Kind of came up with it. Was it the Green Candle Crew? I think it was. Those guys sent me something, and I was reading it going, oh my God, like this does not look good. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And I want to say something else too. I got in a bit of a debate with somebody who's a Bitcoin Ethereum is all they have. And they really don't understand XRP and they don't get it. And we had a great conversation. Mm-hmm. And he said it twice. He said, yeah, except for Ripple donated to the Harris campaign. And I'm hearing that a lot out there. Not accurate. That's not what happened here. Okay. Chris Larson donated $10 million to the Harris campaign. Correct. Chris Larson is not Ripple. Chris Larson is Chris Larson, and he's a very wealthy man, and he can spend money on whatever he feels like spending it on. It could be breeding pink kittens, and it's none of your damn business, okay? As a corporation, Ripple did not, and XRP did not donate to that campaign or any campaign, okay? Now, after Trump was elected, they've gone in and, his inauguration, they started donating to that and the rest of it. Please, people, be careful and listen to the whole sentence of what people are telling you. And when you know it's an absolute lie, get off that channel. Because I hear it everywhere now on all the Bitcoin channels. Oh, yeah, they donated the Harris campaign and now they're flip-flopping. No.
No. And would it matter? Would it matter?
Right.
It doesn't.
We do this guilt by association thing that's like really bad. And like, even if it was like, okay, let's say it was Jeff Bezos. Mm-hmm. Does that mean Amazon? No. That's not Amazon. That's Jeff Bezos, right? Mm-hmm. Came out of his wallet or his trust, more than likely. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to clear that up because a lot of people have been throwing that in my face, and vice versa. There's a lot of people that tell me, oh, well, Bitcoin keeps donating to the Trump campaign. No wonder they're on TV all day. I'm like, you don't know much about Bitcoin, do you? Like how Bitcoin who? Who's Bitcoin?
Who's Bitcoin? Huh? Who that?
Mr. Satoshi or what, whatever. Anyway, I just wanted to clear that one up.
the whole point of the whole thing is to have the freedom to do what you want to do with all of it.
That's right. And when you have billions of dollars like Chris Larson does, well, let's just say you make a lot of mistakes with money. And that, whether or not that was a well placed bet, evidently not. But $10 million to a billionaire is really not much. So, yeah. Yep. It's good stuff. You can listen to somebody speak now, and almost everybody, I see it everywhere, and there's social media has gotten so strong that you can get on there and just you can get a herd going exactly the way you want it by telling absolute half truths all day long, making assumptions and stating them as facts is happening all day long. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like people have done it so much lately. Is anybody else getting the feeling that like we've all annoyed each other so much with it that like it's kind of settling down a little? I feel that way. Maybe it's optimism inside my little noggin.
No way.
But that's there's a lot of good conversations going on, man. A lot. Yeah. That's what I get in my life now, and it was a difficult process. The last 10 years has been tough because of all this crap.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you, what are you excited about in the world today, Brent? What do you got going
on? Personal growth. And then that being shared amongst like friends and family and coworkers, and that's why I get up in the morning. That's why I'm here. That's why I came back. That's why I'm breathing oxygen, is to have like a connection and a relationship with all of you in here. I hope at some point, we can all meet physically, or talk on the phone or message each other. And like, you'll understand pretty quick that I'm not a divisive person. I'm not trying to pick sides on stuff. Even with all of this, it's a big lot of moving parts, but also very simple concept, to try to implement, system like blockchain versus what we have. And I'm just really excited about who's in my life. And that, I think I brought that comment up, and why you asked me that question, Dad, is because the people in my life are so quality that, I don't have the stress and the anger and fear and crap that I used to kind of just have hanging on me.
Nice.
It's useless to me now because I've got so much light around me. I've got so much good, so much promise with what we all want to do together through all of us being a part of a channel like this. That we all want to share our opportunities, not just be a voice box to where we're all echoing the same thing, but when we get when Alan and I gets a gold nugget, we're like, check this out,
Yeah.
And that we want that from you too. Something amazing could happen and we could miss it. It's why you build community. And some people are really good researchers. Some people are going to be coders in here. Some people are going to be Alan, they were born to be on a platform like this and talk to people and open up and elaborate and expand what's on their mind. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm excited about all that. Like, it's not just, oh, I think our channel's gonna do well, and oh,
I know. Yeah.
job's going great, and
Yeah.
no, man, I'm trying to nail it with all the connections in my life, and think about it being as beautiful as it is. I went to bed crying last night, you know. So if
Wow.
that tells you how this
Yeah.
guy feels about life and about all of you, um, that's what it is.
Yeah.
How about you, Dad? What are you excited for, man? What are you optimistic about? What gets you thinking maybe big picture? Maybe not even necessarily crypto, but what makes you feel good, everybody? Put it in there.
Well, I want to remark on some of the stuff you said because it's so cool.
Nice.
One of the things when you get my age, you get to look back at each like decade of your life, and I'll never forget thinking to myself when I was your age, and I won't give it away, but just shy of 40, I'll say
Mm-hmm.
that that's when I had the best group of friends I've ever had.
Hmm.
And it's something about the rite of passage or something. It's like you're no longer in your 20s and you're no longer really in your early 30s, and you're becoming a 40-year-old. And that's
Yeah.
really the sweet spot of life. Is the best time of my life started somewhere around 35,
Mm-hmm.
really, and it just seemed to get better. However, when the 50s come along, you really start dropping friendships. And maybe it was just me, but you don't have that clan, you know what I mean? You don't
Yeah.
have a posse around you like you once did because, they got grandkids and they're doing their own thing and whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
As incredible as kids are, they do kind of separate us to some degree. But
Yeah.
but so I just thought I'd bring that up about
Mm-hmm.
what you said there. What am I excited about beyond crypto is when I speak with people, and by the way, that's what I do, is I speak with people on the phone all day. I shouldn't say all day, but 4 or 5 hours a day. I speak with all of you. I'm so encouraged. I don't hear anybody say, well, I'm getting this trust because I need a different colored Ferrari for every day of the week. There, I hear people say, this is one thing. Okay, this is what I wrote this down as a show note. One of the things that I'm making myself do is not wait until I'm rich to live my life. There's too many phone calls that I get on, and the first thing I hear is, well, when crypto goes there, or when XRP gets to $10, Alan, I'm just going to be on easy street and I'm going to donate and I'm going to spend my time growing food for people, and all very, very noble things, very noble and all incredibly well-intentioned. And I know that 90% of the people that I've spoke to are going to do exactly that with their lives.
Mm-hmm.
I'm as guilty as the next guy. I'm probably more guilty than most. I need to live more life today.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not just saying that because, I'm an older guy and it's like, hey, I'm looking around going, wow, I spend 4 and 5 hours on the phone with people all day. And then I shoot 4 videos a week. And I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I not outside petting the dog? Why am I not fishing or golfing or hiking? And I think there's room for both,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, and I'm not trying to say this in a negative way at all. Just look for less of me on the internet, probably going forward. My wife really needs me right now, and so if I do fewer shows, just enjoy them, I guess, whatever there is out there. But
Yeah.
I want to keep doing this one, and I want to keep doing my Thursday night, and I probably will only do one show. I mean, I'm only doing 2 other shows on top of that, but I don't know. I do a lot of research, and that takes a lot of time. And I want to do less of that, and I want to do more. Hey, well, we've done pretty good in crypto already, and maybe we should live a little, and maybe we could take a little frosting off the cake and enjoy life a little bit. So that's what I'm excited about, Brett. And I hear it in everybody's voice. They're ready. The thing is when XRP gets to $10, you're going to go, well, 20, 50, and you're going to forget to live it. And I don't want to be that guy. I've done a pretty good job my whole life long about living life. And I have.
Better than anybody I think I know. You've done that.
Well, yeah, but in the last few years, I do feel a bit stagnant. I do.
Yeah.
I know I do stuff, and I have projects, and I have fun stuff going on, but
no, you're right. Yeah, like research and all the solo videos I've created took a lot of time. It took a lot of focus. And what's exciting, I really want to do the Patreon with the crew. So we're gonna help you pick up the mantle, Dad. Like, that's
cool.
Gotta happen. I got 3 days off this week, man. Like, it's the people that want to do this thing, with me and open up and have, some deep chats. Let's do it. Let's show off who you are, everybody. And
nice. Yeah,
Dad, we're gonna support you and watch your content, and it'll be even more exciting to, it's like, oh man, he came out with one. So
thanks.
We're with you, man. We're with you, man.
There's a comment here that I thought I really get to. Oh, we haven't recognized anybody in the chat here, which is really bad on us. But Leanne, text me after the show, please. I need to get a hold of you about something.
We got John. We got the Oak. We got the Mud. The Polygon. The Legend.
Yep.
Lips. Brittany's in the house. David, my brother.
David.
Verhüfte Flufen.
Yeah.
Hoofty,
and if you think...
Thank you for being here. Hello to you. I love seeing you in here.
By the way, David is one of the great... He's one of the great researchers out there. There's great... we get a lot of them. I mean, obviously, Sean and Northern Living, and there's so many great ones. Zip show's taken off. If you guys aren't watching that, that's awesome. I'm gonna get. I don't know if you guys heard the show in Silicon Valley got canceled. I was told. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. But anyway, that's been canceled, unfortunately. I think. Which is, I don't know, a week from now, 10 days. So yeah. I'm going to be at the end, 29th and 30th. I'm going to be in Florida, Sarasota, for the proper party. That's going to be good stuff. Anyway, yeah. So I'm going to get, there's like 10 people I've talked to that are in our chat that are going to be there. And I'm really excited about that.
Cool.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. That's still a ways from now, but yeah. So much fun. I love those kind of gatherings. Yeah, Rob's party, John. Yeah. we're going to have, evidently it's going to be like a round table, sort of like a wedding where there's 8 to 10 people on each round table. And he's like, well, Alan, who do you want on your table? And I was laughing, going, well, I don't know, my posse, I guess, so I've already kind of told like 6 or 8 people, like, yeah, you got to be at my table, be over there. So it's going to be fun. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Good stuff.
Love it.
I have one other thing that I really want to talk about, and I really want to say this because it's so important, and it goes with what I was just talking about a minute ago. Your self-worth is yours to own. This is not to be compared against any other human being. I hear a lot of people talk to me on the phone and they say, well, Alan, I only have 10,000 XRP coins, and if it only goes to $10, it's really not going to change my life. And I really should, and I really could have, and I wish I would have, and okay. All of that is for you to decide whether or not you want to improve your life. And how I would say by doing that is, your very first thing you should do is not point out everything that's wrong with you, your strategy, your personality, how you're not measuring up to your neighbor, how you find yourself in your community, what you think because you drive that car instead of that car. All of that compiles who you are. Not what you are, who you are. Okay? Stop being so critical on yourself. You're playing this game with the rest of us, and you're really crushing it. You're just telling yourself that you're not. And there's so many of us that do it. I hear it constantly on the phone. Well, I should have bought more when it was 50 cents. It's like, dude, what? Where's the value in that for you?
There's
right now?
none. There's no value in that.
None, dude. Like, you talked about, you bought how much you bought it with a dead 3 years that we just went through, and that's what you bought. So that's who you are. Don't like and appreciate the gains that are coming. Yeah.
Dad. It ruins the future for you too. You're stuck in that moment, and it takes away your courage to make moves. I've been there in crypto.
Oh yeah, especially crypto. But
especially. You reminded me of my favorite Joe Dispenza comment ever. Like, there's like 1,000 that I like. You can't wait for your success to feel empowered. You can't wait for your wealth to feel abundant. You can't wait for your new relationship to feel loved. You can't wait for your healing to feel whole. You can't get stuck in the future either. Like, you've got to live now. And why wouldn't you be excited for the future and allow yourself to laugh at and grow from and learn the lessons of your past?
Yeah.
That's living, baby.
Yeah.
Find that sweet spot, hit that tennis ball right in the sweet spot.
Yeah.
Working on it.
It is. And I don't, Sean posted something here. It's so good, so true. One of the things I do to help me with what he's talking about right here is I don't look at the price. I stopped looking at the price every day. And if you can go 2-3 days without it, because trust me, the internet's going to tell you what the price is. It's just, you're going to hear about it through some YouTube channel or something. You're going to go, oh, it's down. It's still down, or what, down or up, doesn't even matter. Everything is relative. And like, this is such a great point, and I got to make it. People started telling me, yeah, Solar Brother. People started telling me, oh, yeah, well, altcoins are getting crushed this week. Yeah. Okay, cool. Got it. You know that as opposed to where they were, you don't know what crushed is, right?
Yeah.
Right. How far back do you want to take your time frame? Compared to last week's numbers, yeah. Compared to a month ago, no. Compared to 6 months ago, no. Compared to a year ago, they're way up. So, like, really just put everything in context, and by listening to people tell you that, oh, it's you've gotten crushed, and I think it's going, to zero. What good is that to you? Are you going to sell your coins? Okay, sell them. Okay. Then what are you going to do all day?
Yeah.
Then what?
Good question.
Yeah.
Good question.
And then when it goes to bazillions, you're going to be the guy who's just bitter old guy who, like, well, I used to own those coins and it was a scam. And dude, I had this guy comment in my comment section about what a scam Bitcoin is. And I'm like, dude, scoreboard. Okay, scoreboard is all I have to say. Like, scam. Like, I don't know where you're texting from. But the state that you're living in is probably on their docket to buy Bitcoin. Are they buying your coin? I'm asking you, dude. Like your state, your country is buying this asset. Are they going to buy the other assets that you own one day? Yeah, probably. But they're buying that one now. Okay. So don't tell me it's a scam. Like, I'm over that. Like,
yeah.
I'm really frustrated by that one. Okay, it's a scam.
It's a scam, Alan. And my shitcoin is the one that they will be purchasing and using. Okay? You don't even know.
Right. I know. You don't know what I know.
And that would get that energy a lot too, Yeah. It's like, whoa.
And I'm like, well, okay.
Scoreboard. Hello.
Scoreboard.
Classic, dude.
It was less than a penny. It's $100,000 now. Wait, that's the scoreboard. All right.
Yeah.
That's your scoreboard right there. Like, yeah. It's so much fun putting all this, like, yeah, nice. Love
Happy
it.
Sunday, everyone.
Yeah, right. Super Bowl Sunday. Yeah. I'm enjoying the process of seeing the big picture, because the big picture, like, for the last 3 years, the big picture has not been easy to decipher. Today, with the way these councils and committees for crypto and banking and all that are coming forth, it's like the simplest thing to figure. It's like making my channel easier than ever before. Like, seeing where we're going isn't now in mainstream media every day. It's like everything that you and I have talked about for years now, Brent, is all unfolding.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, where are we going to go from here?
Yeah.
Where are we going from here?
The crew's been thinking about since before we knew them.
Yeah.
Why they would jump on the internet and seek out a channel like this.
Yeah.
That's unfolding. But I mean, in a big way. People have heard of it, right? But they don't know. Most people don't know how it works, or why
it could work,
or why it could be used to do something positive, like what all of us in this group would like to see happen. The future of poor people being able to transact with poor people, like every level.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, one-on-one. I'm not getting gutted by some middleman. That means something to all of us. I know it does. I know a lot of you.
It
Um,
does. Yeah.
it just does, and that too is unfolding. I was really nervous and scared about big bank, big government come in, buy all crypto, hold crypto, sell back to us at price.
Yeah.
Middleman recreated. Okay,
Yeah.
that's middleman 101. That's not what I want to see happen. I would rather none of us use it than it just turn into that.
Right.
But I the genie's out of the lamp. Cat's out of the bag on this one, man. People
It
know how to
is.
build blockchain. You can do it. You can do it through AI now. You and I can make a blockchain. I studied how to do it in school.
Yeah.
Like it's not as complex as you think.
No.
And if you get enough people on board with anything,
Yeah.
you can do anything.
I had an idea for a coin the other day, the crew coin, if you will,
Uh-huh.
because anybody can make a coin these days, evidently, and
Yeah.
but the fart name's already taken, so that's what I was going to call it. But
Purple coin.
yeah, but what I was thinking was along these lines. Just check this one out on a theory. The coin cost you whatever, 10 cents. Okay. 5 cents of that coin automatically, when you purchase it, goes to charity. Okay.
Mhm.
So now every person that you know that has a portfolio of that coin has given half of their money to charity.
Mhm.
Right. So
Okay.
now, okay. So why would that coin go up? Well, because more people would want to buy the coin to donate.
Yeah. And 50% of it's being distributed.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. I
There
like
you
that.
go.
I like
And
that.
then it's sort of a rite of passage. It's like, well, yeah, of course, I got charity coin. How many charity coins do you have? Because how many charity coins do you have tells how much you gave.
Wow.
Right?
Dang, Dad.
Yep.
Write that
Yeah.
down.
It's interesting. It's like, it's sort of like not that you need to be rewarded knowledge wise of what you gave or anything like that,
Mhm.
but it does start a community. It starts a social community that says, well, where did the money go? Well, we get to vote on that, or we get to put it here. We can create the social media angle for it, and that it, because there's always going to be money coming in. I mean, just think of half if that Trump coin, half that coin would have went to charity, and I mean good charities. I don't mean USA charities, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about Red Cross thieves. I'm
Yeah.
talking about, yeah, I'm talking about real people that need it.
Yeah.
Carolinas,
Uh-huh.
Tennessee, all the rest of it. Just a concept, just an idea.
I love it.
Uh, I had somebody say, "Is this the calm before the storm?" Yes, is the answer to that.
Mhm.
If you look at the short sale market on the futures market, they're crushing the market right now. The futures is really holding this market back. It's the old beach ball under the water. You can't do it forever.
Yeah.
There's too much fundamental news. There's too many people using it. They're printing too much money. They're making money cheaper. They're making how do I put this? They're making money more expensive by being more accountable at the government with it, therefore creating more value for it. In a nutshell. Yeah. I was talking with a good buddy of mine, Wayne, not that Wayne or the other Wayne, a different Wayne, and not this Wayne or Georgia Wayne or my Wayne House. I have so many Waynes. I don't know what's going on there. But I was talking to another Wayne, and he's from Southern California. Wayne, not that Wayne. And he was telling me he owns a shop in Southern California, and he was telling me that they are now trying to sell him a checkout kiosk panel that has, I think he told me, up to 108 windows in it. Choose your payment. Click, 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 click. So a board of like XRP, XLM is going to come up on the damn kiosk right next to where you push pay at Home Depot or whatever. And you're going to be able to click on whichever one you want to pay with. He's the second person that's told me that exact same thing. The other guy is gosh, it's terrible. I should remember his name. He owns a gun store up in, I want to say, upstate New York area. He told me the same thing. The same exact story. Two totally different locations. Yeah. Yeah. It's, when I heard that, I was like, wow, okay, here we go.
Yeah. That's here we go.
And that leads me to one of the things I want to talk about. This Ondo thing that's going on. I know some people are kind of aware of what's going on with it, but essentially this Ondo deal is they're buying T-bills with it. And it's only, I get it, it's only in certain networks. Okay. But let's remember now, so are stable coins. Stable coins are buying T-bills. Crypto companies are now buying stable coins. Let's look at what is the value of the company Ripple. Well, billions? Yeah. 40, 50 billion? Yeah. Okay. Well, how many companies, sorry, wrong. How many banks in the world are liquid cash $50 billion in net asset with no overhead, with no, like they just have a chunk of money, 50 billion, no expenses. Like, I want everybody to wrap their head around what's happening right now. Michael Saylor, his company, Ripple, that company, all of these companies are free and clear, hundreds of billions of dollars. Where are we going to get the money to borrow in the future? What's happening now is these banks that are levered 90 and 95% are a facade. They don't have those values. They've been told that they've been able to say that they're worth this much money, but they're not. What happens when that gavel goes down and it says, well, you can't loan any money unless you can prove you got the money? That's where we're headed.
Accountability, baby. The truth.
Now, this is mind-blowing, right? I was listening to Caitlin Long the other day, again, who's the most incredible man if I ever got to meet her. Caitlin Long, think about this now. She has 100% backed every dollar in her bank with Bitcoin. Okay? Nation states, everybody's buying Bitcoin for their pensions, right? She was told that she cannot open a bank that is 100% backed with a real asset. Okay? Dollar for dollar. In fact, she's over. I think she's like 120% over. Okay? But yet, they're allowing, and I'm not throwing them under the bus at all, yet they're allowing RLUSD to essentially become a bank. Tether to be a bank. DC, Circle, DC. But this woman who has proof, everything, they're not letting her open this bank. Why? When they're letting RLUSD, oh yeah, no problem. You can just say you have all this and then you can sell it and then buy stuff with it. Think about that, guys. That is telling you how afraid they are on a banking level of this just taking over their world.
Wow. Yeah.
Their world is in for it and they know it. And they're like, how do we adjust? How do we create? Yeah.
I've heard you say that thought a lot of times. And I like how you put that.
Yeah.
That's pretty, it's very telling.
Oh, very.
And the idea of an accountability is a reset, almost a resetting of the whole idea of what banks are. Like, you've actually got to be liquid to, call yourself this. Even, like, I don't know whether you do it legally or, people through modes like this and blockchain, like you just kind of learn who's out there and who to trust. Who knows? But
the public is going to eventually demand this.
Yeah.
Eventually. Because we're seeing the fraud.
Yeah.
And the fraud is being exposed. And the rehyping coins and dollar digits is a thing of the past. You either got chips at the table or you don't. And that's why gold is blowing up in the global market. That's why all of the real assets of the world are going to come clean. Yeah. This is going to happen because you and I want it to happen. Crypto is starting to succeed because we wanted it to happen. I've had this discussion before too. When people say, oh, well, no, it isn't. It's because Trump took office and he's making all these. Why do you think he flipped? He flipped because he saw the power. He saw the donations. Do you know how much money went into Washington, lobbyists from crypto companies? I think it was the second highest.
Wow.
It's because we want this. I hear this all the time. Politicians tell us what to do. No, we tell politicians what we want. And they have to listen. I know you think it's the exact opposite, but it's not. They have to listen to what we want, and they will listen to what we want. And now we want fraud overturned. And at the end of the fraud, we want real money. And at the end of real money, we want to just live our lives. And we want to be able to borrow money at a real interest rate. And we don't want to be gouged. And we don't want to have to spend millions of dollars for food, water, and shelter. Yeah. And that's what mankind wants. Well, we have that technology. Okay. We just do. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's what's coming. See, I want to talk about this because I really dug into this last night for a couple hours. The CFTC is doing a pilot program with a few blockchains. And actually, let's get into this. One of them happens to be Ripple. And that, by the way, is large. Because if you, The CME, the Commodities Exchange, and the CFTC are commodities, and that's what they do. Well, what does that tell you? If those agencies can wrap their head around what XRP is, and they can understand that it's a commodity, it is not, okay, a security. Bingo. Big, very big. Not just for crypto, it's very big for the transactional going forward, because you don't want gold or your money to be a security. You want it to be a commodity, or you just want it to be a currency. You don't want it to be something that is, when you transact in it, it's a taxable event. That doesn't make any sense. No. It's like taxing dollars for using them. No, you tax what's purchased, right? Mm-hmm. Even that shouldn't happen to the degree it does. But anyway, this CFTC thing is massive. I know it's only like a beta, but the laughable thing is when they announce this out to the people, that means they've already betaed this thing. And I can just go, hey, we're going to try this cool new little thing. No, they've already played with this. They already know what it's going to do, and they already know where it's going. They might be testing load strength and how much it can handle. Mm-hmm. But, yeah. We got Peter Lynn in the house.
Good morning, Peter.
There he is. That's a good man right there.
I love that man right there.
Oh yeah.
Love you, man. I hope you all get a chance to meet Pete and his son Derek. They're wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love it, Dad. Woo. Okay, looking at CFTC Ripple beta testing. Cool.
Yeah. And that's going to be big. And there's a whole council as a group, and it's not just XRPs, like 4 or 5 other projects. It's kind of what I was talking about in that last video. Is like, these are going to be the future going forward, because one coin isn't an island. We used to think that way, and I don't believe that anymore. But like, XRP is great at what XRP does. Should XRP be your smart contract coin? Probably not. Probably not a good idea, right? And like Brent and I have been talking about this for years, but certain projects are going to absorb other projects.
Yeah.
But if they can work together, if Cardano and XRP can work together, which I believe they are, they've already said they were, and one can be the smart contract and the distribution and the programmable network, and the other one can just do the transactions. Away you go. Yeah. Away you go. And
I like the thought of that, especially when you start getting into that thought process of like everything go on one blockchain. You run into there's limiting factors by doing that. Like we've talked about that forever, Dad. There's going to have to be, it's not just one blockchain to rule them all. There's going to have to be that greater distribution and the adoption points for when you're getting into said blockchain, whichever nation you're at, are going to be different. And so we'll be using different things that are going to have to bridge together and connect. And hey, this one's doing all this. This one's doing all that. It's gonna be cool, man. It's gonna be really cool. Yeah. And I love that you brought up smart contracts with that, because that's gonna get real popular to talk about again. That's something that I really hope people are gonna focus in on that and like present that in places like Vegas. Because I want people to really understand how it works and how they could use it for their businesses. how they can use it for what you can do with it.
Yeah.
It's freaking huge, man.
Because
This is huge.
certain regions are just gonna, I mean, Asia just loves Tron, loves it. They love transacting through Tron with Tether. It's a massive market. You guys should look into it. It's absolutely massive what they do. And it's like XRP people are like, oh yeah, Tether's going down. It's terrible. It's like they just built they're building a massive headquarters in El Salvador. They're the real deal, guys. They're not going anywhere. I know. Anyway, but there's these stable coins, whatever the deal is, why ever it's been allowed to do the way it did, there's something behind this whole thing, period. Like I already pointed out that they won't let Caitlin Long do something that they're allowing these out of nowhere companies just print dollars. I mean, better than dollars, honestly. At least there's, how many of them there are. Dollars just printed out of thin air. Nobody even has a clue how many there are out there. There was Brittany asked a question about glitches. I saw that. I'm going to honestly say that almost every coin glitches, and if it doesn't, it hasn't been fully tested. Solana glitches a lot, as we all know. The faster the network and the more it's stressed and the more you put it to test and you find glitches and you repair them, the better off, right?
Yeah.
What was it?
That's how you make good engines.
Back in the day, I think it was Populous coin. Wow, there's a blast. A name from the past.
Populous.
I think I think it's still around, isn't it? Populous coin paid any hacker, I think it was $100,000 or maybe it was $10,000, if you could hack Populous. Like, that's
cool.
Yeah, that's it. Northern Living. They use Tether because it's insanely liquid. Insanely liquid. All you have to do is look at the overnight numbers and transactions. Tether does more transactions than Bitcoin right now. It's moving money. A lot of money. Wow. And I think I paid.
You can still get it.
Nice. It's incredible code, by the way, but it just never got the people. See, this is another another example.
It's not popular.
Right. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. And the whole idea was to populous, right? But this is the whole thing that a lot of us really get caught up in. We don't understand how important it is, the head start that Bitcoin has on your project. It's massive, guys. It's a massive head start. And if you think that you're just going to wake up out of bed one day and overtake that, maybe, but we know how good your technology is. And it's not always the best technology that wins. It's what people believe. And let's remember, I don't think there's anything more secure than Bitcoin at this point. And it's secure because there's hundreds of thousands of computers or tens of thousands of nodes making it that way. And that, like, until those guys quit or just give up, and the hash rate is just, it's going through the roof. It's not slowing down. And so I hear a lot of people bash on different projects, and not just Bitcoin. They bash on Cardano a lot. And for me, it's bigger than that. It's about the following it has. It's about the network it created. Remember, it's growing faster than the cell phone, guys. Come on, man. Let's stay on the page here. Yeah, Micah, John Carson, Micah. Yeah, absolutely true. Uh-huh. The key word to that sentence is Europe. And like I like to say, when's the last time they made a good decision in Europe? Been a long time. Decades, maybe. Look, even Coinbase came out and said, yeah, we're not going to do Tether in Europe. In Europe. They didn't say that about the US. And it doesn't matter what coin you like. It matters who else likes it. This is what I'm talking about. Network effect. Why did Apple phones blow up? Well, they were first, and everybody liked them. Okay, cool. Are they the only phone? No. In fact, I don't even think they have the market share now. Do they?
I don't think. No, I don't think so.
So it really is. What do you like? But I don't know if you guys remember when Apple phones first came out. It's like that's all anybody had. Well, I know it was kind of the only one out there, but also it was like everybody worshipped Apple because it was this bias thing they had in their head that, oh, it's way better than anything else and nothing will ever pass it. Time goes on, you know. Time goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's being passed. It's being passed. Yeah. And I love the Apple products I've had. I've had my computers, my Apple computers, my phones, and my iPad. They've lasted overall longer than any other thing that I've ever used. I don't just continuously replace stuff. And the only reason I don't have a MacBook now is because I wanted to do stuff like this and work stuff, and I wanted to be able to customize my computer. But they've made a good product. I think you made me think about it at the time, Dad. Like they were actually making good computers, like for the time. And that was probably something that you piggyback on. But their marketing, you know, it's like what it's called, what it looks like, you know, how people think of it. Yeah, it all plays into that. It doesn't matter. It's crazy. You know, what coins have some of the biggest market caps because of just what it's called or what the rage was about it at the time.
Yeah. Atlantic's got a great question here. Why is Fink not filed ETF yet? That is a good question. It doesn't matter because everybody else is really. That's a really good question. That is kind of one of those ones I was thinking about it last week. I was like, well, everybody else is filing those. Why is BlackRock not? Yeah. I stress this point a lot, and I'm going to say it again. Okay. This is really important because I hear this a lot on the internet and it drives me batty. Bitcoin does not, or BlackRock does not own Bitcoin. They don't own those coins. Okay. Stop saying that. That's like saying Merrill Lynch owns my Apple stock. No, they don't. You own them. And all of the people that bought the ETFs are not BlackRock. And ask yourself, why is BlackRock wanting for everyone to go in kind? Why do they want that? Why do they want you to be able to pull your BlackRock want you to be able to pull your Bitcoins and your Ethereum off their network? Why is nobody talking about that? Everybody wants to talk about the conspiratorial side. Oh, they're just going to own all the Bitcoin and they're going to control the world with it. Or they're going to rug pull us all. Ask yourself, why do they want you to be able to pull the Bitcoin out of their exchange? And then when you start looking into that, you start saying, well, they don't like that they have to custody it with someone else. Well, they don't like that its custody is with Coinbase. They were forced to do that to get the #1 selling ETF in the history of mankind. So they did their research and they knew it would sell and they knew it would be a phenomenal thing and they would make a lot of money on it. But they were forced into a few rules. And I'm saying forced because both of those things is not what they wanted to do. They wanted to store those coins in-house. And they weren't allowed to. But isn't it interesting that old Mr. Gensler gave that privilege to Coinbase? I'm just saying. That spooks me. That scares me more than BlackRock owning that much Bitcoin or that much Ethereum or soon to be that much XRP. Yeah. Yeah, Evan, Tesla phone, brother. You got that right. That's coming. Yeah. I can't wait for the Tesla phone. I'm so everything I've researched about that. What's it called? Alpha or something like that. Whatever it is. That thing for crypto is going to be a game changer, guys. A game changer.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, you guys probably aren't old enough to remember that we would take a wad of $100 bills. We would meet at Starbucks and you'd click your phone, give the guy the hundreds, and then the other guy would click his phone to your phone that you could trade Bitcoin that way. Mm-hmm. That's how you had to do it back then.
Yeah.
Well, you can do that now. With his phone, you can do that now. No KYC, no AML, no. Who cares? Who are you? I don't know, Mr. Smith. Okay, I'm Mr. Jones. Cool. I want this. You got a truck engine. Okay, I want that engine. All right, here, click. Because it's between your phone, his satellite, and that guy's phone. No man in between, no bank, no B of A clearance. Oh, B of A shut my account down because I deal in crypto. Gone. No more surveillance of. Now, you can say, well, Elon's going to surveil us all. Yeah, probably. But, I mean, when you have 8 billion transactions or that many phones going constantly, what's he going to surveil? I mean, really? Yeah.
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 It's gonna map the planet. That's what it's gonna do.
Yeah. And it's essentially, from what I've heard, it's going to work with Theta.
Wow.
Peer-to-peer, baby. Peer-to-peer. That's the future. No, what does peer-to-peer do for us? That gets rid of our BlackRocks. That gets rid of our banking institutions, our financial institutions, in between you and I doing commerce. That's what it does. Yeah. And I'm not even saying all those guys really have bad intentions. And if they did or do have bad intentions, I would have to say that our current regime is trying to weed those people out. Seems to me. Whether or not they're successful, I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah.
Taking the daughter out to lunch. Have a fantastic. Yeah, Northern. Thanks for stopping by, brother.
Love you, bro.
Be well. We'll see you in Vegas. Yeah. And I'm going to be at the proper party. We already mentioned that. That's the end of next month.
28th, 29th?
29.30, I believe it is.
29.30 of
Uh,
March.
yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, live. Bitcoin on eBay was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah. And
Um,
nothing on eBay worth trading my Bitcoin for. If you
no.
ask me. Yeah. And
Hey,
by the way, did you guys see the numbers? Bitcoin's average cost of transaction for 2024? Any guesses?
Bitcoin's average transactional cost.
Because everybody's always bagging on, oh, Bitcoin's so expensive
I
to move
forget
money.
because I did some last year, but I don't remember how much it was. I mean, it varies, right?
Yeah,
But
it was $3.
$3.
$3. 297. That's your average. I mean, that's what an ATM costs you.
Yep.
And by the
Yep.
way, it's come down every year. Every year. So, I mean, personally, I wouldn't move or sell any of my Bitcoin if, not with the whole world starting to adopt it.
Yeah. Maybe not the time yet. You
No,
know, we've
no.
all talked about hodling. You know, we've all
Yeah.
had a hodl T-shirt on for 5 years.
And it looks like Utah is like
It's
days
scared
away.
ahead.
Yeah.
Uh, is there
Uh,
sentiment that we may go lower because of what's going on with tariffs? That's a good question.
I don't believe they're related. I really don't. I don't think
Mhm.
it has anything to do with it. I think it's the futures market, people trying to control the price, trying to keep it level. I think we're going to go sideways until like March. No, before that, we'll pop out of this thing here pretty quick, I think. Yeah. Uh, um,
And thanks everybody for being here with us today. It's good to see you all. Viking Cat, $50? Yeah,
yeah, right.
right.
That's what most people think. Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem with Bitcoin is for most people, I think, is that if I missed gains. Yeah, that's the problem for most people. Mighty Tone is everybody thinks they missed the boat. Uh, that's sort of like saying, well, I missed the boat on buying a home or property. I should just never consider owning one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean they're expensive. I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I missed the chance to fly on an airplane,
Yeah.
and there's always planes flying all around us and above us all day long.
Mm-hmm.
And they really, really want you to buy expensive tickets.
Zip's tips. Zip would know. The Utah language is not just Bitcoin. I did not know that. I haven't looked into it, but I know it is Bitcoin. Yeah. Right. So I don't know that. That's great. He does a ton of research, by the way. So he's probably looked into it. I know that if you put too much into these packages, that's one of the things that Doge is trying to get rid of is 50,000 pages for each bill that tries to get passed. It's like, hey, can we just make this to the point? Can we just get to the point of what we're trying to do instead of having to read all this? And the other one that really drives me crazy about politics is you go to vote on prop whatever,
Mm-hmm.
100, prop 100. Does yes mean no or no mean yes?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, What the hell? Like, who wrote that? Ignorant. Like,
Lawyers.
it's
Lawyers
unbelievable.
wrote that.
Okay, if I vote yes, does that really mean that I don't want it? What is that?
Uh-huh. What does
It's
yes mean? Okay. What does no
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Every single time.
right.
Maybe that's why I'm not into voting that much,
Oh,
Dad.
it's
I mean,
absurd.
that's one of 1,000 reasons, but it's
And
so
then
bad.
then you have your little book, right? And it says, "Oh, okay, well, I can go look that up. Let me go see what it says." And it's 2 paragraphs of I almost said the word.
Manure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I was going with MF, but yeah, something
Oh.
about your mind. But it's just like it just sort of like
Mhm.
boom. This sentence means this. The following sentence contradicts the last sentence, and then after a while, you're just like, oh my god, I'm either too analytical to read that stuff, or my IQ is too high. I don't know what it is, but there's something wrong with the way it's written. Yeah. If it's to the point, it won't work. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes
That's
is yes is the
that's
new
it.
no.
Yeah. Up is the new down. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's really bad in government. Oh, I know. I said it in my video. There was a guy who actually, you can find it on the internet. He actually had showed video of the FDIC getting caught in the act of shredding papers.
Yeah, that was
I'm sorry, but you don't shred papers if you're not guilty of something.
yeah.
You're just, I mean, you're guilty of something,
They're
right?
flushing they're flushing the yayo down the toilet as the
Oh,
cops are coming through the front door.
yeah,
Like,
right.
dude,
Yeah, it's
we're
like,
just, well, did you okay, you're going to a computer system. Okay. Did you scan those over? Did you scan the papers into the computer system?
yeah, that's
No,
right.
actually, we incinerated them. They're gone.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah. What?
yeah,
Why did you destroy historical evidence and research that was
yeah.
compiled to,
So
you know, help
my,
humanity understand more of something? Why would you do that?
yeah. So my
Well,
brilliant attorney wife says to me, "Well, I don't get it. Why would USA Aid document and record all of this fraudulent acts only to be one day uncovered?" And I'm like, well, let me explain it to you like this. They're all thieves, and they all know they're all thieves.
Mhm.
So being a thief, you've got to keep some sort of tally on them, because if you don't, they can just call you up and say, hey, you never sent me my $1 million bribe check last week, when you did. So you got to keep thieves honest to some degree, or otherwise there's not enough thievery money around. Like, no, we already sent you that bribe. You're asking, no, you should have got the bribe in the mail.
Yeah, I could just
And you know they
hear.
would.
I could just. I could just hear Carlin in this one. I'm the government, and
Yeah.
I'm here to help you.
I'm here to help. Of
There's
course you
there,
are.
yeah, there's hammers to the hard drive.
Yeah, that's it. And then toilet. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
And then
killer
toilet.
emails, bleach bit.
But I have nothing to hide. Yeah.
Now we're cooking.
Yeah. There's no honor amongst thieves at all. No.
Yeah.
It's it just defies logic that, oh, well, you need a subpoena to come see what we're talking, what we laws we passed or rules we created, or where we spent the money. No, you spent our money. What do you mean we have to go through a court system to try and find out whether or not we can figure out where you spent our money? Yeah. I smell a rat somewhere.
The
Yeah.
best government money can buy, you know. It's as good
That's
as
it.
money, folks. That's as good as money right there.
Yes.
Those are IOUs, my friend.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's not only a big club, it's the club, and you ain't in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The club's got some leaks lately. I'm hoping they all get fully exposed. Fully. I mean, I like I said, I'm not a vindictive man, and I don't necessarily want them. I just want to do our best to make sure that this kind of advantage ever happens to a republic again. This is a republic, people. This is not a democracy. And I want people to understand the difference. If you don't get the difference, and if you're listening to somebody tell you that, oh, we're a democracy, no, we're not. We're not. Okay. The problem with a democracy is 51% of the people get to tell the other 49% of the people that they're wrong. Not good. Okay.
No.
Not good. That's not what you want.
No. It's not working out well for the United States.
It's not.
Trust us. If
No.
you're from a foreign land, we love you, and it's not working well for us.
And even democracy would be okay, 51 against 49, if any of us really thought the accounting or the voting was accurate.
Right.
And nobody does. Nobody believes that anymore. Only people that follow politics every day are just the most clueless. I say this all the time, but the most clueless people about politics are people that follow politics. Like they think the whole thing is just completely upfront and honest, Alan. Oh,
the government's batting 1,000.
Yeah.
1,000.
Right.
My party, though, the other party,
right? Yeah, they're
1,000.
They're all idiots, right?
That's that. So that is about as close-minded, a narrow, you know. I don't even know what software is running in your brain. It's hamster wheel, man.
But
it's because you don't learn that way. You're not learning anything. You're just regurgitating, right. a political or an agenda that, it's like I miss back in the 90s when we actually discussed each little topic and each little proposition and each little thing, and
sure, pros and cons,
and then had a conversation about what is it moral? Is it expensive? What is it?
Yeah.
Who are the people that are affected by it actually? And now it's just like, oh, well, they're just full of crap. And, oh, you're not with them, are you? You're full of crap too.
Yeah. No, it's the case. Yeah.
It's just silly.
Yeah, it is. And it's going away to some degree.
Come on.
Yeah.
Love you too much, everybody.
It's being exposed, and it is going away to some degree. And it's a pendulum, right? And
yeah.
Sometimes we just become aware and we've had enough, and then they swing from trees for a while. Mm-hmm. And then, and then we move on. And I don't mean to laugh about people swinging from trees, but
No, no,
that's kind of,
it was just a moment there,
yeah. And if you don't have the threat of swinging from a tree, you can end up really, running amok,
Yeah, yeah.
which is kind of what happened.
Mhm. You
Well,
brought up the point. You brought up the point earlier. People eventually would come to a point. I mean, the last 2007, 2008. I mean, we just all let our pants get pulled down. Who held anybody accountable for what? Nothing. But there will come a point down the road. I agree with you, Dad. People will demand it. There always is a point in time when people demand it.
yeah, yeah,
And I hope it doesn't take tree swinging to be able to make common sense about what's right for people. You know,
sure,
and even in that, with any given topic, there has to be balance. Everybody thinks differently about everything. Um, you
yeah.
know,
And we'll get back to it. We'll get closer back to reality. You know, there's just not a lot of people that are in support of gender studies of chimps and Africa. I mean, there's you have to come to a point of that is not just wasted money. It's money that could have been put to progress and good use. And what I mean by progress and good use is not just paying somebody to feed them today who's hungry. I'm talking about making sure that hunger doesn't exist in the future type stuff. Why aren't we
yeah,
doing that? Why isn't the world's number one, all nations, why isn't the UN's number one concern everybody eats tomorrow? Why?
yeah. We would believe in them in a way. I think that would bring the momentum of doing more of that.
Yeah. No,
There's
that's
some
right.
kind of separation
Yeah.
and form of control is somewhere near the top that just why that's not happening, why what you just said is not happening, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's completely it's not what all of us would want for each other, even just us in this group. We would want,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
And
to be fed
it's
at,
achievable.
at minimum.
Yeah. And it is very achievable, and it's a failure. It's a failure on the whole system. And I'd be okay if we sat here at $35 trillion in debt, but everybody's eating today. I'd say, wow, that was worth it. That was worth it.
Yeah.
Wow, well done. But what do we have to show for it? Like somebody put in here, the Iraqis are so grateful. They're just really glad we blew up Baghdad. You know,
Yeah.
like
Man, that was a
we're just
bad day, man.
we're just trying to help them out.
That was a really bad day.
Anyway, let's not go
Yeah.
down that road. I got to get moving anyway. I got to roll.
Yeah, I do too. You know, uh, for those football lovers out there, have
The
a
foot.
fun day. I hope y'all are seeing some friends and family. Um, and I'm going to, and yeah, I hope you all enjoy it. I always enjoy our chats. I always enjoy reading all these guys. We got to figure out. We might have to take a vote in here one weekend because we've talked about generating the live chat onto our videos, like when we post this onto YouTube.
Mhm.
If that's something that you guys want to do, or if you do want to keep it private and in house, and that's either way. Like, is cool. So we should all talk about that together, because that's something we can do. Like I do, I want your voice to be heard. Like I'm thinking about that more and more. As the show, gets older and bigger and does what it does. Like,
Yeah.
we want you guys to be a big part of it if you want to be.
And I'm with somebody put in here, John Corson. Let's see. I want to see crypto commercials. Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
that would be cool.
The FTX ones were kind of cool for a little while. Anyway,
They were. They were.
and they crashed and burned. But
yeah, it hit the runway.
yeah.
It's hockey season.
It is, actually.
Yeah, it is. Who's your team, Viking Cat? I feel like we've talked about this. Who's Viking Cat's team? I don't remember.
It's the team with skates on.
Whose ball is it? It's the devil.
Yeah.
Damien, thank you. Good to see you in here.
Pens. Wow.
The Pens.
Nice.
Oh yeah, Sid the Kid, baby. Who would have thought how great Crosby and Ovechkin would become? I mean, obviously they're fans, but they're, top 3 ever with Gretzky, like those two guys.
Yeah.
They're that. Ovechkin's about to beat Gretzky's goals record, Dad.
Yeah, all-time record. Yeah,
all time. He's like 17 away. That's crazy. That was a record I did not think would be beat. I just did not. That's a ton of goals in a career.
Well, you knew if somebody could skate long enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But
bye, Teresa. Much love.
Let's remember nobody's ever going to touch his single season record, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe somebody will.
Sid the Kid holds 61 records. Yeah, I'll bet.
Oh, yeah. That sounds right. Soon to be 60, it looks like.
He's always in there. That team's always they're always angling for a cup, man. They've had some down years, but yeah, Penguins are cool. Anyway, enough sports. Go enjoy your sports day, everybody.
Yeah. And we'll enjoy the commercials today.
Yeah.
Talk about them for a week, 3 days anyway. And then we'll do it. All right, B-Man, I got to get out of here. Have a nice Sunday, everybody. Thanks for stopping in, Oak, Viking, Atlantic, Evan.
Oak.
What's up with you showing up late, Evan? Teresa, love you. And Leanne,
just the control.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Love you guys.